What's up, everybody? Welcome to SA Boxing Talk. If you haven't been here yet, hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. Of course, most of my videos do contain behind the scenes footage and me being behind the camera, but every once in a while I do pop up and talk to the audience. Anyway, what I'd like to discuss today is Deontay Wilder. It's the reaction, it's the title of the video. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Wow, what a win. Okay, so Tyson Fury has shocked the world. I mean, a lot of people would have put Deontay Wilder down as a favorite because why? He has an elements of surprise with the right hand. However, things did not pan out that way, and I'm happy I changed my prediction last second too, because I was going for Deontay Wilder much earlier in the piece. About 8 weeks out, I was saying Deontay Wilder. About 4 weeks out, I was saying Deontay Wilder. It was up until about 2 weeks ago where I changed my mind and I said, you know what, Tyson Fury. And there's a few reasons for that, why I changed my prediction, and that was Tyson Fury has something that Deontay Wilder doesn't have, and that's a strong mental game. If you look at the build up to it, Fury is getting into his head. This is the same way he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Again, Tyson Fury is gifted. He brings a lot of hype to the party, but at the end of the day, he defeats you mentally. I think that's where guys like Floyd Mayweather used to beat guys, and all the top boxers mentally used to break down their opponents. And this is another case of that where Deontay, I don't think, could handle that. Separate to the fact that he got hit in the ear in the fight, and I'm gonna get to that too, because obviously certain elements during the fight also occur which can cause the outcome to be as it is. But I'm just talking from a baseline point of view. Fury is somehow the strongest mentally strongest heavyweight, let's put it that way. I think beyond Joshua, beyond Wilder, beyond Ruiz, and sort of the rest of the heavyweights. Now, in saying that, this is a man that's come back from fighting heavy depression. He was down in the dumps 2 years, abusing his body with alcohol and drugs, and he still rises to the top as the strongest mental game amongst the heavyweights. And it's surprising to me because you'd think naturally someone coming from those sort of disasters couldn't actually handle themselves at such a high level, but it also shows you that you don't need to sometimes be the best technical boxer in the world to accomplish the big things. It's about being mentally strong. Tyson Fury is a great boxer. He was tipped by the lady Manuel Stewart to become the king after Vladimir Klitschko, and I think that because of his ins and outs, he wasn't really considered the king. I think now you gotta say that the Gypsy King is actually the king of the heavyweight division, despite the fact, and Joshua is my favorite heavyweight boxer, despite the fact that Joshua has all the titles, just because of the way things have occurred. Deontay Wilder probably the biggest threat in the division, and obviously Tyson Fury I think would be a nightmare for anyone to get in the ring with. So in all saying that, let's get to the fight and let's break down the fight. So it all started in round one. Fury landed a few right hands. Deontay landed a few right hands, and Fury showed him no respect at all. Granted, they didn't land in the sweet spot. It landed sort of on top of his head and so forth, but Deontay wasn't able to establish, and Deontay always takes his time. He never ever starts off bombing, and this time he did. There was a bit of panic in Deontay. He never throws that right hand early. He always, feels you out with a jab. Maybe he throws the occasional, but he was vociferous with his right hand in this fight, which I found extremely surprising because you don't usually see Deontay doing that. And he's panicking now. Did the hype get to him? Did it not get to him? How did he analyze this moment? That's the crazy, psyche into his head. Anyway, so we get into round three. He gets dropped for the first time in his career. Surprise. No one could see this coming. Tyson Fury is not a puncher. Of course, he's a heavyweight and he's huge. Whatever. I don't know how much he weighs, but he's a big guy. So of course he's going to cause damage, but this is the first time we've seen Deontay vulnerable. And when I say vulnerable, having to get up from a knockdown, we've seen him get wobbled and so forth. This is heavyweight boxing; it's going to happen. That goes out the window. You don't call that serious trouble. This is serious trouble because now he's gone down. He's having to face adversity for the first time. This is 43 pro fights into his career. How does he deal with that, and how does he, pick himself up and look to knock out someone again? And we've seen it like Andrew Ruiz with Anthony Joshua, where he gets knocked down, he comes back with a strong finish, and that's it. But Wilder didn't come back that way. Wilder didn't have that same resolve. And I don't know which round it was, but he got cracked in the ear. And you could tell, and the commentators were badgering on about it, about how his equilibrium got knocked off. It got knocked off. And you could see it in his legs. His legs were not there from round 3 onwards. They disappeared. And I know that Deontay relies on his equilibrium in order to land that right hand. And you take away his strongest weapon, plus you're in the clinch tiring him, you're hitting him to the body. It makes it incredibly difficult for someone like him to even put anything together, process his mind. Nothing was going right for Deontay Wilder this evening. He had lost every single round of the fight. There was just nothing good going. And Tyson Fury capitalized on this. He could see what was happening. And credit to him. He missed a lot of punches to Tyson Fury as well. But you got to give credit to him because he took advantage of a situation like any heavyweight or any boxer would take advantage of the situation. Tyson really capitalized and made this his moment, because when you're going to get an opportunity like this again, he's got the Ring Magazine belt. He's had it previously as well when he beat Vladimir. So when you're going to get an opportunity like this again, this sets up super fights. Anthony Joshua is the first name that comes, but if I was Joshua, I wouldn't be in a serious rush to fight Tyson Fury right now. I think he needs to take care of a few mandatories and then start thinking of Fury. If you look at that fight, I am a fan of that fight because 2 Brits do a Wembley Stadium fight for that one. But at the same time, there's going to be so much politics that goes into it that I'm actually not excited to that part. Like getting excited and getting let down, getting excited and getting let down. And we know that Tyson Fury said he has 3 fights left. He had Deontay Wilder, so that's ticked off his list. He beat Deontay Wilder. He's got rid of that. Could be a rematch in the future. Who knows? So maybe he's got another extra fight on that. But he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. Now I'm pretty sure that Dillian Whyte's going to get his shots at Tyson Fury now, because he's the WBC number 1. Wouldn't have happened if Deontay Wilder was still there. There's some politics, 1,000 days. I have no understanding as to why that's still going on. But anyway, 2 Brits, it makes sense for Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury to get in the ring. But now, last but not least, finishing your career with Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury fight. Dreams are being made right now, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that fight. If Anthony Joshua can keep winning and Tyson Fury keeps winning, the British, I don't think there's going to be enough space. And we're talking about a 80,000 seater stadium. There's not going to be enough space. Eddie Hearns is going to be so happy with this right now. Obviously, Bob Arum's primarily taken over the career of Tyson Fury. I don't know where this leaves Queensberry Promotion, but anyway, they're somewhere around there. MTK Global score big from this as well. So a spectacular fight to be made in the future. We always do this in boxing, fantasy fights and whatnot, but seriously looking forward to this one. And who do you think is going to win that fight? As of right now, if you put them in the ring right now, I think Tyson Fury. We don't know. Let's see the development from Joshua. I think Joshua needs to find his feet again. He lost his feet with this, and I think it put a lot of doubts into people's minds. But Tyson Fury's also had these sort of performance, like against Otto Warlin. Those sort of fights where we thought maybe he's not as good as he is. And they say you're only as good as your last fight. So technically, Anthony Joshua finished strong against Ruiz, but he didn't put on the performance that Tyson Fury put on against Deontay Wilder, who is a much more dangerous heavyweight than Andy Ruiz is. So give credit where credit's due. As things stand, Tyson Fury is the king of the heavyweight division, despite not having all the titles. Joshua can come back and claim it, because ultimately the Ring Magazine champion for me, nombre uno. So let that fight happen. Won't happen this year, of course. Might not even happen next year. But we'll get it. And we might even see that Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch before, since there is apparently a rematch clause somewhere in there. So that also throws another sort of spanner into the works. So in terms of that, we got quite a big spectacle happening. The heavyweight division is pumping right now, which is great for boxing. The better the heavyweight division is, the better for the viewership. For the sport as a whole, we want more and more people watching boxing, and this is how to do it. The heavyweights need to stand up and put on spectacular fights. Of course, the skill level may be not there, but you know what? These guys are entertaining as hell. So in saying that, I'm all for it, and I want to see Tyson Fury keep on doing well. It's good for the press, brings eyes to boxing. So keep up the good work. And thank you everyone that made it through to the end of the video. I really, really appreciate you watching the video. Feel free to comment and like. it's a big thing for the channel to be able to have these conversations and, you know, talk about them, because as I'm saying something, someone you on the other end of the camera is got a completely different opinion to me, and I respect every opinion. I never ever disregard the opinions of those that comment on the channel. I actually like seeing the comments on the channel because, one, it actually means that people are caring about boxing, and two, we are looking after our fighters by having an opinion about them. So guys, keep it up. As I said before, please like the video, please comment, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, that's the reaction video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Cheers.